where in the middle of the ocean, the storm is raging. I'm afraid for my life. I don't know whether or not I'm even going to make it to Caesar to get my appeal. And you're telling me it's okay, you're going to live, you're going to be okay, but you're going to lose the ship. How is it that things are going to be okay and we're going to lose the ship? Like, I don't know if you know this or not, but the only way that I think that I can get there is if I have the ship. And Paul tells me to take heart and be of good courage, because I'm going to lose the ship, but I'm still going to have my life. So when we start talking about shipwrecks, I had to let you know that you're going to lose some ships along the way. I mean, some like relationships and some friendships, that you're going to endure some hardships, that you're going to be shipwrecks on the way to destiny. But listen, it's not to punish you. It's to show you that you were trusting too much in the ship in the first place. That I am God enough to remove the ship and still get you to your destination. So when we talk about being shipwrecked, we have to understand that along this journey, we have the tendency to put too much faith in the ship and not enough faith in God who placed us on the ship. Paul stands up and he says, it's going to be okay. You're still going to have your life. You're still going to have your mind. You're still going to make it on the other side. I didn't pull you out to this city to turn around and leave you. I'm not going to let depression win. I'm not going to let suicidal thoughts have your way. I'm not going to let everyone pass you up. I'm just not going to do it the way that you thought I was going to do it. I know you packed up and you thought it was going to happen this one way, but I'm telling you, because you thought it was going to happen that way, I have to do it another way, because my thoughts are not your thoughts, baby, and my ways are not your ways. And if it works out the way you want it to, then you didn't need me to be God over your life. But let me tell you when I'm really God. I'm really God when you're shipwrecks and you're down to nothing and you're wondering who's really on my side, and were you really my friend, and were you really in the relationship for the right reason. I've been shipwrecked, but I'm still blessed, because I know the God I serve wouldn't get me this far and leave me behind. So I may lose some ships along the way, but just because I lost a ship doesn't mean I lost my way, because my trust was never in the ship. It was in the way maker who causes all things to work together for my good. So if you have to walk away from me, I understand it, because I've been shipwrecked before. I wish I had some people in this room who knew what it was like to be shipwrecked but still living, shipwrecked but still smiling, shipwrecked but still got my peace. I still got my joy. You're not just looking at somebody who came up and had it all together. No, you looking at shipwrecks, baby. I've been damaged, I've been lost, I've been bruised, but God came through and he said, I can use you anyway. I can still do it. You've been shipwrecked, but that's when I do my best work. So I'm not afraid of storms, because I will either make it through the storm or I will run this thing aground and wait until the storm passes, because I don't mind being shipwrecked. And when you don't mind being shipwrecked, God can do extraordinary things in your life, because you don't care what people think about you. You don't have arrogance. You don't have pride. Shipwrecks makes you humble. It makes you start pressing into God in a whole new way. It makes you start treating people well, because you don't know when you may be shipwrecked on an island with somebody you turned your back on in the past. You better be careful how you treat me, because you may be sailing smoothly right now, but you know, like I know, that God could wreck your ship in just a minute, and we'll be sitting down looking at each other. I've been shipwrecked, but I'm still here. Shipwrecked, but I'm still fighting. Lost my father, but I'm still here. Daddy didn't treat me right, but I'm still here. Relationship didn't work out, but I'm still here. I've been shipwrecked. There are some survivors in this room who have been thinking, just because they were shipwrecked, that their destiny was canceled. And I came here to serve notice on every devil playing with your mind. Just because you are shipwrecked does not mean that you are destined. When God has called you to something, he will not get you here and then leave you behind. I may change the way, but I haven't changed the end. I may change the way. I may not do it the way you thought I was going to do it, but I didn't change what I promised you. The promises of God are yes and amen. There are no other options. Yes, it's already done. And amen, I thank you because you did it. It's not maybe. It's not possibly. It's not if you like me. It's not if you give me $1,000. No, it's only yes and amen. So even when I'm shipwrecked, I'm praising God. Even when things aren't turning out the way I want them to, I'm giving him glory. Because I've been shipwrecked before, and I've been on a boat before, and he gave me wings to soar like an eagle. When I thought I needed a ship to get there, I wish I had some shipwreck. Life doesn't have to go the way I need it to go. I give you total control of my life, God, even if that means there are moments when I am shipwrecked. We always talk about God will never put more on you than you can bear, but we never ever consider that there are times when we put more on ourselves than we can bear. And sometimes the only way to get those things off of us is to end up shipwrecked. And so Paul continues and he says, "For there stood by me this night in the middle of my storm, in the middle of me feeling lost and confused, there was this angel of the God to whom I belong." Have you forgotten that you belong to somebody? I don't mean like an agent. I don't mean like a manager. I don't mean like a boo. I don't mean like parents. I mean like you belong to somebody who formed you in your mother's womb. You belong to somebody. I don't belong to a ship. I don't belong to the storm. God would send an angel to me in the middle of all of that to remind me that I belong to him. And because I belong to him, I'm not afraid any longer. There is an angel of God in this room reminding someone that you belong to him. And just because someone walked away from you, and just because someone didn't validate you the way that you needed them to validate you, I know you think you needed them to validate your gift. I know you think that you needed them to validate your worth and to validate your insecurity, but I'm telling you that you belong to God before you belong to any man walking on this earth. And if they didn't see it, they weren't supposed to see it. You need to thank God that that ship wrecked so that you could keep pressing forward. You belong to somebody. And he didn't just belong to him. He said, I serve him too. I wake up every day and I say, God, if I can just be a smile on somebody's face by one nice word, what can I do to be your hands and feet on the earth? Because it's not enough for me to just belong to you. I want you to know that I'm all in with you. I want to serve. I want to get involved in church. I want to be a good news in Hollywood. I want to be a light. Because when you belong to God, things ought to shift in your atmosphere. You ought to be serving him in such a way that people start wondering what's going on with them. And you will say, it's because I belong to God and I serve him too. And verse 24 continues saying, the angel of the Lord is saying to him, do not be afraid, Paul, you must be brought before Caesar. And I had been studying this message, and Pastor and I was in the car, and I was looking over my notes, and for the first time literally in the car coming here, the words must be stood out in my mind. And I said, God, what is this must be? You must be brought before Caesar. And he said it was a guarantee in the middle of the storm that there is a must be hanging over their head, that there is a must be encounter that you must have before you leave this earth. There is a must be encounter hanging over your life. That's why death couldn't kill you. It's why disease had to back away. There is a must be hanging over your head. I must be anointed because there's no reason that I should have made it this far. There is a must be hanging over my head, the kind of must be that means weapons don't prosper, the kind of must be that should make you you look in the mirror each and every day and say, who must I be that I'm still here? Who must I be that you have chosen me to have this influence? Who must I be? There is a must be hanging over your head. And the moment you begin tapping into that must be, I'm telling you right now, generational curses will be broken. Non-profits will start springing up. Creativity will start being stirred up down on the inside of you. God said you don't even know who you are. There is a must be hanging over your head. I placed a hedge of protection around you because there is a must be hanging over your head. You are a must be, not a has been. A must be. Not a will be, a must be. Not could possibly be, a must be. I didn't bring you in this city to be playing around and acting a fool. Can I act like a Southern grandmother for just a second? There is a must be hanging over your head. Get focused about what I've called you to do. Get strategic about the gift that I placed down on the inside of you. There is a must be down on the inside of you, and the world needs you to deposit it into this earth. The world will become better when you become who you must be in God. The world will become better. Your relationships will become better. Your family will be better. Your community will be saved when you become the must be who God has called you to be. Storms won't scare you when you know there is a must be hanging over my head. When I walk into rooms, you can't make me or break me because there is a must be hanging over my head. Depression cannot have me. There is a must be hanging over my head. If you back me in the corner, devil, I wish you would. There is a must be hanging over my head. If I have to get a bus pass to make it, I will, because there is a must be. There's a fight down on the inside of me that says I must be about to tap into the next dimension. There is a fight down on the inside of me that tells me I must be about to make it. And when I make it, I'm bringing everybody with me because there's a must be mentality on my mind. When I cross that threshold, I'm bringing my children's children with me because there is a must be hanging over my head. Who are you in this room? Who are you in this kingdom? Who are you in God? There is a must be hanging over your head.